accommodation for the first night, I've just spotted this absolutely terrifying picture that's just outside our door. So I'm hoping we're going to make it through the night. It's a bit creepy as well. Bike's just locked up here for the night. Ooh. Okay, so we're just setting off on day 2. Just had a cake for breakfast in our little accommodation. So today we've got our route here. So about 47 miles, 3,000 foot climbing. And that's the profile. So we're going to go to the shop, get lots of snacks to keep us going. It's just got a ferry from over there. Got some black-eyed peas on the boat to keep us entertained. So we didn't really realise that we were going to have to get up on the beach rather than the jetty. Oh my god, this guy! Bloody hell! Jesus, who needs to go to the gym, eh?
Papa, are you Papa?
So, highlight of the trip so far on day 2, 5 donkeys. Hello! Oh, look at all these flies, eh? Yeah. Hey! Nibbling. Oh. Okay, so this is the end of day 2 on our little trip. So Aileen suggested it'd be a good idea every day to go through our highs and our not so highs or our lows of each day. So we didn't actually do this yesterday, so this is for day 1, where we actually only cycled like 15 miles from the ferry, didn't we? But
yeah.
What was your high?
So my high from yesterday was cycling through, and it was all like farmland and some growing vegetables. We were going past a field of grass, and it was just like a breeze going through, and the grass was like dancing around, and I just thought it was really nice. So
that's lovely, isn't it?
And then low or not so high yesterday, I couldn't really think of one, but we got to the accommodation quite early. We'd said about around 7 p.m. And we got there about like 6 p.m. and it was really hot. The sun was really hot. We were like in a sun trap. I was really sweaty and I just wanted to get in, and we were kind of hanging around for 10 minutes.
We were literally baked, weren't we, in the sun?
Yeah.
So for me yesterday, I think so. The high was the dog show on the ferry, which I must admit was a first for me. And it was a kind of like carnage really. There were so many people there, and this poor lady from Brittany Ferries like trying to shout at everyone, and all of the dogs were completely useless, which was hilarious. Nearly killed a child who kept pushing in front of me and blocking my view, and I did contemplate pushing him off the frickin' rail a few times, but he was about 2 or 3, so I thought better not. And the not so high for yesterday was in our accommodation. Well, firstly, the terrifying picture of the 2 girls from The Shining that made me feel like I wasn't going to make it through the night. And then also through the night, the incredibly noisy people that sounded like they were moving all of their furniture around their flat all night, and then eventually just throwing it out the window or something. What about today, Aileen?
So highlight from today has got to be the cycle path that took us like around the cliff. It was just like views out onto the sea, like bright blue azure kind of sea, and we went through like a little tunnel, and it was just really beautiful. And it's probably the most beautiful bit of today. And then not so high was probably the latter half of the day. I was getting hungry, hot, and my legs were tired, and we took the wrong turns. We went up this really steep hill. I ended up having to walk up the end of it.
I think it was my fault.
It was very hard. And it defeated me, and also we didn't have to go up the hill, so that was my low point.
Yeah, good one. The high for me today was seeing not only 1 but 5 donkeys, including 2 babies. So we had to stop and say hello to them for a bit, and also meeting our friends that we met on the ferry. Again this morning, and then getting another little ferry with them, and then at the end of the ferry when we had to get off the boat down this really steep ramp onto the beach, and we managed to actually they helped us get down, but then the guy literally just lifted up with one arm her like ridiculously heavy bike and just carried it down the ramp, which was just insane. And then my not so high was just getting a little bit lost, but that's, to be honest, clutching at straws, because so far there's not really been any lows. So, but we are only on day 2, so let's wait until day 14.
She's more positive than I am. Slash a lot more bike fit.
No, that's not true.
Very true.
Anyway, over and out for today. See you day 3. Okay, so we're just on day 3 and we're absolutely storming it through. So we've got nearly 9 miles to go and we've done 25 miles.
We've got the biggest hill yet to come though.
Yeah.
So not chilling too much yet.
Where's that? We're the red dot and we've got that massive, really sharp spike to go. So we're not getting too excited, but we've just stopped off at this town. It's got this amazing like little market hall thing, sort of like attached to this big church. It's like a churchy thing. Just, oh god, I'm gonna fall over. Just come across a bit of a cobbled section, so thought we'd better get that on the camera. Steve, this is for you. There's a massive bull here. I don't think I want to get any closer to though, because it's elusive and that fence doesn't look very strong. Oh, a baby! Hello! Oh, it's got horns. So, just to make sure we get some of the lows on this video and not just the highs, so it's not just some sort of like Instagram thing. Got to get some reality in there. Just come up this like absolutely ridiculous climb. It doesn't really look very steep when you look back there, but bloody hell, it was really steep. I literally just grinded my way up there in my little granny gear, which is actually not much for granny gear for a touring bike. We've loaded up with panniers. Whew. Anyway, I think my legs would be hurting tomorrow. Probably would have been better just to walk up there, to be honest. Anyway, I think there's going to be lots more big climbs to come. So we're only really just hitting the mountains. So just arrived at our accommodation for day 3. It's a cute little Airbnb. So I thought I'd do a little video tour. There's our door. Uh-oh, I've locked myself out. Oh no, and we're back in. Bedroom here. Another one. Here. Ooh, nice.
Proper chamomile tea.
Oh, nice.
And some curious looking too.
Some macrame on the wall. got a new friend called Duke, and he's absolutely mahoosive, aren't you? Yeah. And every time I stop stroking him, he wants me to do it again, don't you? Apart from now on the video. Okay, so we were very bad vloggers yesterday and forgot to do our highlights and lowlights for today, so we thought we'd do them now. So we're at lunchtime on day 4. Yeah. So do you want to do the lowlight of yesterday? So was this bastard hill that we came across near the end, thankfully. It just beats me and it was passing past me all the way up. I think I stopped about 3 or 4 times. Yeah, my highlight of yesterday, well, it was a short day, so getting into the town like quite early. It was such a beautiful town. Had a bit more chill time in the Airbnb, and then there was a fiesta on, which was just absolutely crazy, so it was pretty fun. And mine was the same. And then one of the highlights today is definitely going to be this nice food. We've got some croquettes, cheese, and then we've got some nice fancy tea. And just in case we've not got him enough on the camera, we've got little Duke with us. There we are. Well, don't eat it. No. So we've decided that we're not actually on a cycling tour, we're on an animal tour that just happens to be on bikes. Come across some ponies now. Little gingers coming in. Hello. Come here then. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh, you're booping the camera. Oh. Hello, baby. Ow. Okay. Hey. No nibbling. Thank you. Hello, little one. Hello there. Hey. Okay, so day 4 roundup. This was the little route we did. So we've ended up just under San Sebastian, and we did just under 50 miles, about 4,325 foot of climbing, and this was the profile. So we had like 2 big climbs, which were actually alright, and then the worst climbs were these little bastards at the end. Anyway, so my highlight for day 4 was meeting Duke, the big massive Alsatian in the cafe that came and sat next to us and was our best friend for about half an hour, and then had belly rubs, and also all the donkeys we saw today. So we're now up to a grand total in 4 days of 13 donkeys, which is an average of 3 a day, which I think is good going. So hopefully we're going to see a few more. And my not so high of the day was the last hill of the day, which just wasn't really in the mood for, and was like really hungry and just wanted to get to the hotel. But yeah, we made it. Ailey?
My highlight was the descent of the second hill. It was just, it felt like we were flying down basically, and there's no cars, we're just in the middle of the road going around the turns. It was, yeah, beautiful. I can kind of see why people go abroad now to just cycle up hills more for the coming down the other side. And then my low was another descent, the first one, but it was like along a main road, so it was like busy cars, and it started raining heavier, so it kind of felt like soft little needles going into my face, and it just wasn't fun, basically.
Yeah. So, rest up now for day 5 tomorrow. So this is the start of day 5. I'm just going down this funky little tunnel on a cycle path. Both feeling a little bit worse for wear this morning. I think the effects of the last 4 days are kicking in now. So I didn't think my bike could be coming on a lift on this trip, but There you go.
Fermeture dépôt interactif.
There's Aileen down there already.
Descendant de
Oh my god, I'm a bit scared, if I'm honest.
rez-de-chaussée, mais sur la loi.
Nearly there. Oh.
Ouverture des portes.
Made it. So, not really sure where we are, but day 5, which is last day in Spain, so we should be crossing over to France today. Sort of like skirted around the bottom of San Sebastian.
What we have to say, like hello.
Yeah, so we met these guys on the ferry coming from Plymouth to Santander, and then I think you guys stayed in Santander, didn't you? Yeah. Their first night, and we carried on, and then the next day I think you overtook us again, and we saw you again, and then you got a train from where?
Bilbao, yeah.
To
San Sebastian.
Oh yeah. And then today we just caught up with them again. So what are your names? I forgot.
Margarita.
My one's Justin, so.
Cool. And these guys are from Cumbran.
Cumbran, but we are originally Lithuanian.
Yeah.
So by pure luck, because we had 2 routes. Mine was going inland, Claire's was going out along the coast, so we decided to follow Claire's. So.
Yeah, but these guys did it properly and they're camping, whereas we're cheating and staying in hotels.
That's not cheating.
And having showers every day. It is.
We're cheating on the train. So.
We're cheating on the train, so yeah.
And they've just had a wild night out until 3 AM in the morning, whereas me and Aileen have not had one alcoholic beverage yet, and we've been drinking Earl Grey tea.
In bed reading at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. When you think this is good, and then you get to the pudding deli, macaroons. So daily roundup for day 5. This is our route here. So we started near San Sebastian, ended up at Cap Breton, and we did 47 miles and about 2,000 foot climbing, like this. So Aileen, what was your high of the day?
My highlight was, so our commute was a bit weird. A couple of times it took us on different splits. So the first time we followed my route, and then the second time we followed Claire's route. And we then managed to bump into our friends, Margarita and Justin from the ferry. So it was by luck really that we got to see them again. So I think that was my highlight, basically just a pure joy. Oh, and actually we started going up this hill and Claire's like, oh God. And I was like, it's not that bad, because the hill wasn't that bad. Actually, she was like, oh God, there's our friends. That was a long one, sorry. And then my low was, we had a small cake again for breakfast, and we were like, we'll get food on the road. We got to about sort of past 20 miles, it's midday, we still haven't got our breakfast, and I was proper hangry. And then I couldn't find our snacks, which were our tomatoes in my bag, so I managed to hold it together, I think. Peg will tell you otherwise.
I thought you were pretty chilled, to be honest.
You couldn't tell that I was having an internal combustion, trying to find my
you were
tomatoes.
so hungry.
Yeah.
And then my highlight of the day was going to the massive supermarket and seeing all of the cheese and all of the cakes in the delis. Well, there were 5 separate cheese delis, and then the 2 massive aisles of cheese. So there was a lot of cheese. And my low of today was not really a low, but the only thing I could really think of was that it just wasn't my favourite day in terms of the route. I kind of preferred the big climbs of yesterday up the mountains, because there were more views. And more donkeys. We've seen no donkeys, so...
Actually, we've not found any furry friends today.
No furry friends, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I thought it was the towns and the people, but actually, no furry friends. We did have lunch in Bay Ritz, like you said, which was kind of bougie, but we just went to Carrefour. And then tonight we're staying in a
quite a nice hostel. So we cooked carbonara, and we have a new friend from Italy. So yeah, ready for day 6 tomorrow. Is a long one, 75 miles. So we're gonna get an early night so we can crack on in the morning. So 20 miles in on day 6, I've just come across a little town called Lyon and come across a little market. So just have a look around. Noticed how lovely these trees are here.
I mean, some of them look a bit normal.
Some mahoosive tomatoes. It's not very easy to film when you're pushing a massive heavy bike.
Ouais, ça vient comment ça?
C'est le frottement de pied.
Voilà.
Le frottement de pied et la transpiration, le piétinage.
Having to resist buying all of the lovely stuff because I can't fit any more stuff in my pannier bags, unfortunately. Cheese. Lime and honey cheese. Okay, so this is the end of day 6 and we've had absolutely hell of a day. I thought this trip was going too well. It was like far too good to be true. So just a little roundup of today's disasters and calamities. Aileen, do you want to start with your high of the day?
My highlight
Highlight.
has got to be, we started the day with some scrambled eggs, so a proper cooked breakfast, and I'm all about the food, so I was happy that I was well fed, well fueled before our long day cycling. And loads, I mean, Claire's so positive, she's like, I've got no loads. I've got lots. We slept terribly, it was so hot and the beds were terrible last night, so that was a low. And then probably the second lowest low was I managed to fly off my bike earlier. So Claire, we were cycling abreast and came around the corner and it was a bit silly really. Some other people came the other way, so I quickly tried to tuck in behind Claire and then didn't realise a curious dog had stopped in front of Claire just looking at her. So I sort of bounced into the side of her and then bailed off my bike. But actually it was quite entertaining.
It was a Superman.
Yeah.
Full on Superman it.
Gave us something to laugh about. So I thought that was going to be my low. And then the next thing happened, which Claire will go through.
Oh yeah. So my high of the day was going for dinner, which was just amazing. We had one pizza and one calzone, and we halved it. Oh, and then the pudding, we had sundaes in these amazing like jar things, which can't really describe, but be on the photos. Yeah, so do you want to tell the story of the low of the low?
Do you want me to tell it?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm not much of a cyclist, so we've done 75 miles. I'm ready to get my bum
She's
off that
actually
bike.
a really good cyclist.
But yeah, my bum needs to come off that seat. So we roll up to our Airbnb, and we've not actually had much contact with them at all. And we go in, and the guy's like, goes back into the house, and this French woman comes out. She goes, I tried to cancel you yesterday. We were like, what? And then she basically proceeded to show us and started messaging us going, it is impossible to stay tonight. We were like, what's happening? But turns out she was completely incompetent. She didn't know how to log on to Airbnb. We had to show her how to reset her password, and essentially they'd had long-term friends that were staying since June. So she kind of just, she didn't know how to tell us other than wait for us to turn up and tell us we couldn't stay. This is about, 4:30, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the afternoon. So that was a massive blow, basically. Thankfully, we managed to get Airbnb on the phone for them, managed to unlist their property so it doesn't happen to anybody else, and find this accommodation that we're now in. So we're in like a shed, someone's house, so it's a bit less comfortable because we've got a rest day tomorrow, but it has got a beautiful pool out the back.
And a cat. We've got a furry friend.
And we get breakfast. So that is the positive of the low. But I mean, I'm not going to lie, at one point it looked like we were going to have to cycle another 20 miles. And I was telling the lady on Airbnb, this is unacceptable.
Aileen's inner chimp came out.
Yeah, like, we've cycled 75 already, we haven't eaten. And she's like, well, give us an hour to decide. I was like, we don't have an hour.
It was the end of the world.
It was the end of my world anyway. Thinking of getting onto that bike and cycling another 20 miles, yeah.
So we had to punch their beards off. And then, but we've decided we have to go to bed now. We cannot stop any longer because we're having such bad luck that we've started destroying everything in this Airbnb. So first of all, I completely flooded the whole bathroom when I had a shower and had to mop it up as best I could with these towels and then go and own up to the owners. And then and then Aileen broke the plug. And then she broke the curtains.
I wouldn't say I broke these things. I tried to use them as you normally would, and then they just dysfunction. So
we're gonna leave you and go to bed and hope that tomorrow is a better day.
What can go wrong with lying by the pool and reading our books?
So yeah, see ya. So we're on the road again. Day 8. Just left our lovely Airbnb with Sabine. Well, I'm quite glad we've now left because we just about managed to wreck the whole joint before leaving, so didn't want to cause any more issues. Quite a big day today, another 75 miler, but fairly flat, so should be alright. Hopefully we don't have any issues with the hotel when we get there later. Set off quite early today, so started riding at 8. So yeah, I'm just starting off with a lovely canal path. I think it's going to be a scorcher. Yeah, it's going to be scorchio. I think we've got another day of most cycle path. So we had a rest day yesterday. Aileen, have you got any highs or lows from your rest day?
The high has got to be lying by the pool and mango sticky rice pudding.
Oh yeah.
And lows. No lows.
When you wreck the sunbed?
Yeah. It's always a bit awkward staying in an Airbnb that's like lived in as well. But,
yeah, we have
the sunbed is my tie wrong.
We have a new best friend now from En Francais, so.
We want to go straight on.
Oh god, we've gone the wrong way. Okay.
I don't know if we could go straight. Oh, this is my first time recording, so that might have been a bit wonky, but I can only but try.
Hello.
This is what Claire looks like. You normally hear her behind the camera talking. But we thought this section of the cycle path was just really, really beautiful. Although we've been under trees quite a lot this morning, so you can really feel the heat now being out in the sun. Got the sand dunes.
I think the sea's just over there.
Just over that hill. Another little family coming the other way. Beautiful.
So we've just finished day 8, which turned out to be 82 miles in like 35 degrees. 82. Well, that was including the trip to the shop, so soz. 80.1. Yeah, it's been really, really hot all day. So absolutely sweating buckets. You can probably tell by my face, my arms. Rookie error, ran out of water with about 10 miles to go. So just had to do an emergency trip to the shop to get some drinks. I'm just waiting to be let into our accommodation, which is in here. Oh, that's a tree. Hopefully they're going to come and let us in and there won't be any more dramas like the other day. Do we have any calamities on our ride today?
I think we crashed into each other once because I thought we were going left and Aileen thought we were going right.
We were going left.
Well, no, it wasn't your fault. Your map was upside down on your phone, so we just rode straight into each other.
And then we had so many like crossroads over the cycle path, and the one time I didn't unclip, typically there was a car, so I was panicked. I managed to unclip my left foot, but I never unclipped my left foot, so started leaning to the right. Thankfully there was a post there, and I managed to hold myself up, but kind of slightly crashed.
I think we need to film your legs actually.
And got these.
Aileen's got some new leg art going on here.
My legs are just
I
disgusting.
think there's
right
even
now.
some blood today.
Battle wounds. Where did that even come from? That's a piece of
Nasty.
scrub, I think.
So yeah, day 8 done. Okay, so we're about 20 miles in on day 9. We just had a little stop because it's just absolutely hammered it down with rain. So we just got a bit wet, put my waterproof covers on my bags. And we thought we'd do our sort of sum up of yesterday, so we didn't really get around to that last night. So my low of yesterday was running out of water maybe about 10 miles from the end. Yesterday was quite a big day, about 82 miles in the end, and it was absolutely scorching, so we were being completely baked because there wasn't much shade either. And I thought, oh, it's only 10 miles to go, I'm sure I'll be fine without any water. I had loads at lunchtime, but my god, I was so thirsty by the time we finished. And then my high was to keep us going for the last 10 miles, put some tunes on, so that sort of was really good. So shout out to Steve for lending us a little speaker. What were yours, Aileen?
Thank you, Steve. I'll also start with my low. So my low was, again, we had some issues with our accommodation. I don't know if we're a bit cursed, but hopefully nothing's been too bad. But firstly, our sink didn't work. I turned it on, the tap, and the water just started falling on the floor. So there's a bit of delay with him fixing that, with us getting in the shower and stuff. And then our toilet wouldn't flush, so not ideal. And we ended up having to use the toilet in another room like throughout the night. And because we got so dehydrated, like drowned myself with water and got in. So a couple trips in the night were made. Highlights, I would say, at one point we were kind of overtaken by this like older like French lady, but I was like, oh wait, I can keep on her tail. So we sort of like drafted along behind her and felt a little bit cheeky, but it was quite fun. And we said, you know, merci, au revoir at the end. So yeah, highlight for me.
So we've got another 30 miles to go today, including the ferry, which we're looking forward to. Everyone told us it was going to be another really hot day, but it started raining again, so
The forecast is still saying 33 degrees, so
yeah,
we got it wrong.
So yeah, that's it for now. So we're just waiting to get onto this ferry here, because we got across the mouth of the big sort of estuary that goes down to Bordeaux. So rather than cycling all the way around, we're gonna just get this ferry across to the other side. I'm just having some French baguette that I carried in my homemade baguette bag, and peanut butter that we've been carrying all the way around France. So we're starving Marvin. Right, so I think we all know what's going to be my highlight of the day. Hello? Yes. Oh. So we've just got to our accommodation on day... What day are we on? 9. And I don't think it can get any more French than this. So it's, I don't know, some sort of 18th century renovation. It's really beautiful. They very kindly let us use their washing machine, which is definitely good because we're both absolutely stinking by now. I'll show you our little room. It's just slightly creepy, but oh, goodness. So this is the little foyer. Came in that way. And up here. Oh, I don't do stairs very well. This is our room for the night. So yeah, it's all very traditional. It's a bit dark because it's so hot outside that all the shutters are closed to try and keep it a bit cooler. Yeah. Okay, so we're just on the end of day 9 in the evening, and we've come on a complete wild goose chase to get some dinner, which I partly take responsibility for. Basically, we've gone to the sushi place, which was like a 40-minute walk away, because it's the only place around. We get here to like the address, and firstly it's a different address to what it actually says, and then we get there, I don't know if you can see in the background, it's like a sort of open window that says open, so we went up there and it's literally like these 2 women in their flat, and we went in their flat and we've ordered some poke bowls, so it's going to be interesting.
I've got high hopes.
Anyway, so we've got to wait 20 minutes for the food to be made, so we thought we'd do our highs and lows from today. So I think we did about 54 miles today, and Aileen's going to start with her high and low.
So I'm going to start with a low because I like that you did that earlier, and then we can end on a high. So I think my low was the fact that we had another bad sleep. It's just been so hot and humid at night, and we had to share a bed for the first time, which actually went very well.
And I stink.
No, not at all. But yeah, but just not sleeping very well, so it's a bit of a shitter, and I think we're gonna have another one tonight, aren't we?
Yeah.
And then my high was, I just felt like we got into some real good rhythms today, and we're like powering along. We overtook like quite a few other people like who were doing the same as us, but I was like, yes, we're strong females, like, yeah, killing it.
Wicked, love it. So my low for the day was getting completely freaking drenched by this car that decided to drive in the puddle right beside the cycle path that I was on, and it was a proper splosh right all over the right side of my body, so that was great, because we had some thunderstorms today, which you saw earlier, and then my high was we got to get our 4th ferry of the trip, which was quite cool, across a big estuary, and that was good. And yeah, we've got the man at the slightly creepy but also beautiful accommodation is like super lovely in a way, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's been really helpful, so
We've been able
good.
to wash, like properly wash all of our cycling kit in a washing machine, so I'm very excited about that.
Quite a varied day with this slightly strange dinner situation, but hopefully we don't get food poisoning. And the other low of the day is, I don't know if you can see quite how sweaty I am right now. I've got full-on face sweat going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully as we go north it won't be so hot. Not that I'm moaning, not moaning. Okay, so we've just got a very beautiful start to day 10. We're in like quite a quiet little area now, with all these like, I don't know, it's like marshlands or something, where they seem to produce like oysters and stuff. And we've just been doing a gravel section along here beside this lovely little smelly river, with lots of big fish in. There's some cows over there. Yeah, continuing on with our animal tour of Spain and France. Got some lovely little cows over here. Hello. And then I actually put the video on because over here there's like a really cool massive bird's nest on that stalk over there, with said massive bird in it. I don't know, some sort of like heron thing or something, but as you can imagine, as soon as I got the camera out it just flew off. So cows it is. So we're having another crazy day, day 10. Started off a bit slowly today because it was like off-road to start with, and then along the route we've had some deviations, so came up to a big barrier across the road saying road closed, diversion, but it turns out the diversion was really quite far and up a really busy main road, so we just smashed it along there as fast as we could to get off of it, and then just took another deviation, ended up going through those fields over there, which I definitely don't think we were really supposed to do, but anyway. So I think we've got about 13 miles to go till tonight's accommodation, and it's another scorcher of a day, so just stopping to put some more sun cream on, and hopefully we're going to get there soon. So finally, eventually, we got to the end of day 10 after lots of diversions, added on an extra 10 miles onto today's mileage, taking us up to 76, about 76 miles. So who's going first?
Your turn.
My turn to go first today. So my high of the day was just lots of nice scenery, really. It's sort of like changed as we've gone up through France, and now we're in sort of like agricultural land. So we started off the day with some lovely sunflowers with the sun sort of like shining over them, so that was really nice. And then lots of like cornfields and farmers with their combines out, which was great. And then we saw the most gorgeous donkey, which was good because I think I'd been getting donkey withdrawal.
And how many is that now?
15, grand total of 15 so far. So we're averaging, that's maths I can't do, 1.5 donkeys every day. And the low light for me was I got a bit of sunburn on my elbows and on my chest, because I think I forgot to put sun cream on my chest. Yeah, that was it. You want to go?
So my low light, I think, was the day just seemed to be really bitty and go on for a long time. I think even the morning that was really nice, that we went through like a marshy area and then on a bit of a dual carriageway and then back to a canal. It all just seemed really like different, and it seemed like we'd been cycling for a long time before lunch, and then the afternoon just went a bit Pete Tong really, and we were in the blazing sun with no shade for like 4 hours. So yeah. And then my highlight, again sunflower themed, but specifically in the afternoon there was like some bits where it looked like they'd self-seeded, and it was just random sunflowers, and they really looked like people. I don't know if I was a bit delirious by that point, but they just gave me a bit of a giggle, and it looked like just random people in the field like doing their own thing. I think they had a lot of leaves, and yeah, so that was my highlight.
Nice. So we've got 5 days to go, 4 big days and then 1 smaller day.
My dad just reminded me that apparently Brittany is just like Devon and Cornwall.
Oh, God.
All the hills. I don't think it's going to be as bad, looking at the elevation profiles.
I'm quite looking forward to some hills.
Yeah, of course you are.
And the downhills. If you go up,
yes,
you go down.
Very true. I mean, our max speed today, I had a look, it's 26 miles per hour. It's not good. We need to try harder, Claire.
Yeah. So yeah, wish us luck. Okay, so we're on day 11. I've been rubbish today. I've not done any filming whatsoever because we've absolutely smashed out the 67 miles today for some reason, not really sure why. But we've just got to our accommodation, which is this for the night. So I'm just going to have a little look inside. We couldn't really get anywhere else to stay, so we've got a lovely little romantic cabin tonight, which is quite cute. So yeah, we've got here pretty early, so we're gonna shower, make some dinner. I've got to fix my bike, and then just have a bit of a chill, like read or something. So it's quite a nice setting, and I'm just gonna show you the shower and stuff. So here. She's got a lovely compost toilet, sink. And this is the shower. So yeah, what else do you need really? It's ideal. It's we're a bit further north now, so it's sort of a bit cooler, and we've had a nice breeze today, so it feels so much nicer than at the end of the other days. We've just been like a complete sweaty mess. So that's really good. And we cycled past some geese earlier, so I think I might pop down there in a second and see if I can film them. Oh yeah, so we've just been to that Super U, and hopefully Claire's not squashed. Okay, squashed a little bit. Claire did squash the pudding a little bit. We've got these lovely little tarts. Oh, sorry, Aileen, wrecked yours. Oh,
beautiful again.
It's supposed to do that. It's supposed to look like that. Pudding.
You might just need some like that.
So I thought I'd just do a little video about the whip of choice for the 2-week trip to Spain and France. This is the Genesis Tour de Fer 20. I'll ignore those black marks, that's just where my foot keeps catching when I get on the bike. I think I bought this bike about 8 years ago, and for some reason thought I was going to cycle around the whole world, so I bought a dedicated touring bike, but obviously I've definitely not even thought about cycling around the world. But anyway, it's a pretty cool bike nonetheless. So it came with a rear pannier rack. It also came with a front pannier rack, but I've not got that on for this trip because I don't really need that much stuff. It's got treaded tyres, so quite big treaded tyres, which is super handy because when I get to an off-road section it absolutely loves it and gives me loads of confidence. I don't really have to worry about where the route sort of takes me. It's got quite sort of wide rims, so the wheels are pretty robust, so again it's pretty good as a touring bike because I'm not really too worried about it breaking. It's pretty solid. It's got, I think it's called like a dyno hub or dymo hub, which basically as you're cycling along it charges or powers the lights. So I've got a front light here which is attached, and I've got a rear light here which is super awesome because again when you're touring you don't really want to be faffing around charging like all of the stuff all the time, so I don't really have to worry about lights, and they're actually super decent, and I kind of just have them on most of the time, to be honest. And all of the wires for the lights sort of like internally routed through the mudguard, which is super clever, although it does mean that I don't really want to take the mudguards off ever because I can't be bothered to reroute all of the cables and everything all the time. But anyway, it's got quite comfortable sort of like geometry, so when you're riding day after day you don't really get too tired. It's got a triple chain set on it, which I was a bit stupid really. When I bought the bike I just assumed that meant that it was going to be really low geared, so when you're climbing and you've got loads of heavy gear and you're knackered, you can still make your way up the climb because you've got a granny gear, but actually kind of find that it's not really that low geared, so that was a bit of an oversight on my part, but I suppose you just sort of live and learn really. It's got sort of like all the attachments that you probably might need for obviously the pannier racks, and then it's got like an additional bottle cage attachments there, although I've not actually got one on at the moment. I'm kind of okay with what I've got. Disc brakes, they are actually mechanical, like cable disc brakes, not hydraulic, which obviously means they're not the most powerful, but to be honest when you're touring it really doesn't matter because I'm not racing, and it does mean if a cable snaps I've just got some spare ones in my bag. Don't have to faff around with any hydraulic fluid or anything like that because, well, that's the last thing I want to do on a bike touring trip. I just have to remember to brake a little bit earlier on the descents, especially since I'm carrying so much stuff, so yeah, I have to make sure I don't get caught out by that. And my favourite little thing about this bike actually is on this side. I don't know if you can see, but there's 3 spare spokes attached to my frame just in case I have any spoke breakages, so that is super handy. Probably won't have a clue how to actually replace them, but I think it's cool nonetheless. We've got our little mascot Daffy Duck up here, safely strapped onto my stem. He's been absolutely loving the trip so far. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome bike. The only thing is, like, I'm not joking, it weighs an actual ton. So when I get to a hill it does slightly feel like I've hit a brick wall and I just have to grind up, but I don't know, I suppose it's like really good training and I'm not racing when I'm on a tour, so that's all good. And like I say, the bike just feels like so robust. I'm not really worried about anything breaking, so maybe it's okay. And I think I kind of got this bike before all of the new fancy lightweight gravel bikes came out with all of the like cool like frame bags and saddle bags. So I do have a little bit slight envy about people with the cool gravel bikes, but I'm quite a small person, so I might struggle a little bit with trying to get all of the bags like on the frame and behind my seat and everything. So yeah, I'm just going to stick with this one really for now. It's doing me good so far, so yeah, I definitely recommend. Genesis, if you fancy sponsoring me at all, I'm definitely up for that. I think I have maybe 150 Instagram followers now, so yeah.
Okay, so we're at the end of day 12, and we're in our Airbnb. So we thought we'd do our highs and lows from yesterday and today, because we forgot to do them yesterday. So you're starting for yesterday?
Yeah. So my lows from yesterday were that we had quite a strong headwind and side wind for the last like 10 miles. I was literally crawling along, having given up a bit, but it was nice and cool because it was like coming off the Atlantic, so that was very nice. And my highlight from yesterday was nature-based. So in the morning, we were cycling along, about 80 metres ahead of us, this deer just jumped out into the road, stood there for a little bit, and then jumped into the next field, which is quite nice. And then I saw what I thought was my second beaver of the trip, but it turns out to be a koipu or something, which are basically a large rat. So, but I was still quite excited. So yeah, that was yesterday's.
Cool. And then mine for yesterday was, my highlight was right at the beginning of the day. Aileen arrived at breakfast a little bit before me and got herself a normal mug to have a brew in, which she got. And then I arrived at breakfast, and the slightly mad but lovely French lady asked me in French if I wanted tea. And I was like, yeah, great, black tea. And then she got the kettle, which had boiled, and just started pouring water in my cereal bowl until it was like completely full. And me and Amy would just look at each other like trying not to laugh, not really sure what was going on. And then she put the black tea bag in the bowl. So I had a whole cereal bowl full of tea, which kept me going all day. And then I've got another high. We were cycling a cycle path, and then this group of older guys, maybe like in their 70s, cycled along, and they were all wearing matching cycling outfits, like lycra shorts and tops, and they obviously were in a little local cycling club. And it may be because I was trying to take a photo of them, but they all stopped, and then they were like having a big chat with us for like 10 minutes in French, so we didn't really know what each other was saying because they didn't speak any English either, but they seemed pretty happy about it and pretty impressed. So that was nice. And I don't have a low for yesterday because Aileen stole mine. So
that's a cheat. You've got to come up with a low.
I'm just too positive. I don't have any lows. I had 2 highs, so it's okay. And then today, well, we did like 60 something miles yesterday, and then today I think we did 57 or something. Yeah. And it wasn't too bad. It's a lot cooler here, so that's making life a lot easier for us. My high for today was at the end, we came across 2 lovely sort of chestnut colour, big chunky horses that were really cute, and one of them was like licking my arm, and he had a big droopy like lower lip, which was adorable. And then my low for the day is right now, because I'm absolutely starving and I'm waiting for the French man who owns the Airbnb to feed us, which we think is the plan, but due to my lack of French
and social awkwardness, we don't want to go.
Yeah, I could have mucked it up a little bit. So we'll see if we get any food tonight or not.
My high for the day was, I felt like it was just quite a nice relaxed day actually. It sort of just went by with no issues. We're just sort of meandering through lovely like villages, and yeah, just pretty peaceful and nice. But on the low side, on the other hand, it's got to be, I'm starting to break a little bit now. So I'm just in pain, and like my left thigh for some reason started to hurt at the end of yesterday, but it's just been hurting all day. So poor Claire has got to deal with my granny pace now.
You're not slow.
Yeah, I'm ready for the hills in Brittany, but yeah.
So we've got 3 more days to go. Tomorrow is 60 something miles. The next day is 50 something miles. And then the last day is 32 miles to the ferry. So yeah, nearly there. Okay, so this is day 13. I think we're doing 60 something miles today, but it's been pretty much mostly canal based, and it's absolutely stunning. We're just going up like a bit of an uphill section, so there's literally like lock after lock after lock, and it's just lovely and green and like beautiful. Got Steve's little speaker, thanks Steve, with the Smiths keeping us going, so absolutely living the dream. We stopped off in a little town called Jocelyn earlier, which Mum reminded me that's where Dad once drove off and left Nan, because he thought she'd got in the car but she hadn't. And there was a, oh blimey, windy. Don't know if you can hear anything, but there was a nice little market at Jocelyn, so we got ourselves some tarty flat, which I don't think I've had before. It's just like potatoes and onions and bacon lardons in like a creamy cheesy sauce, so that was amazing. Stopped and had a picnic after, and we went in the boulangerie patisserie and got 3 different cakes because we couldn't choose which one to get, so we got a I can't remember what it's called, don't know, but this amazing cake. It was like, well, it was like an almond slice, but it was like caramel in the middle. And we've got a croissant and a brownie that we're yet to try. So good day, good day. We've got about 10 miles left to go. We're gonna stop for another break and then be on our way to Pontivy. Okay, we made it to the end of day 13. So another 60 something miles today, and mostly canal, which was super nice. We're in a town called Pontivy. So we've just had some dinner in like a fast food restaurant. Well, actually it was fancy fast food, wasn't it? It was really good. And we're heading to a creperie. We've had to alter our route because we've just witnessed a fight. And then we were in the little carrefour, and then the guy in the fight comes in. Aileen ran away and just left me. So I was like,
was in the way in the middle of the aisle.
Yeah. So then I had to bunch her out of the way with my basket and be like, move. Anyway, so we thought we'd do our highs and lows for today whilst walking around the town, rather than you seeing another hotel room. So I think it's your turn first, isn't it?
Yeah, so my low for today, for once, I was struggling to come up with one actually.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, I know. But it was, so we're in a kind of like a hostel setup with shared showers and toilets and stuff. So my low was having to wait for the shower. Wasn't, you know, normally I might have to wait for Claire, I might get in first, but yeah, I was having to wait for this family to all go through. So that was my low. And my high was the canals, because they were just so beautiful. I saw a kingfisher, so that was exciting. And when we first started going along, it was like all rubbly and really quite rough under the wheels. I was like, oh god, I can't deal with this. This is going to be the whole way. But then actually quite quickly went into tarmac, which was a lot smoother. So
cool. And then it's good because I thought you were going to do what I was going to do. But my low for the day was that my phone ran out of battery towards the end of the day, as did my power bank. So I had a slight panic and had to rely on Aileen very kindly to navigate for us. So that was a bit of a rookie error because I didn't charge my power bank long enough, and actually if I was on my own, what would I have done? Oh, we've got to go this way. And then my high of the day was we were just cycling along this canal path, and then we could sort of see in the distance these two
two little figures coming towards us. What did I think that they were to start with?
Goats.
It looked like one of them was goat, but as they got closer, it was these two dogs, and one was like bigger and he was at the front, and then one was smaller and like behind.
It's like a little chihuahua.
Yeah. But you know, normally like you might see a dog and think, oh, their owner will be coming along in a minute. There was no owners. There were just these two dogs, and it was like they knew exactly where they were going. They were just like running along, and then they just sort of moved out our way. It was just really weird, wasn't it? But really cute and hilarious. So that's it. So 2 more days to go. Okay, it's the penultimate day, day 14, and just before 9 AM, and we are already on the road, starting off on this lovely canal. Sun's coming up over there, so it's really beautiful. And then there's a bit of a doer-upper here, as my Uncle Jeffrey would say. So we've got 51.7 miles to go today, and we're staying at, I don't know, like a little hostel place tonight. So we'll see what that's like. Looks a bit in the middle of nowhere. So we've stocked up on a little bit of food to make sure we don't run dry. So yeah, feeling a little bit achy this morning, but not too bad. Made it to day 14 before feeling a little bit achy. I think my bum's actually just gone numb. How are you feeling, Aileen?
Well, I'm quite glad that you're feeling achy. I couldn't come home like yesterday. Claire felt fine every day.
Well, my legs aren't aching.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm feeling okay actually. I feel like my thighs have now settled in to it. They're going to get a bit of a shock today maybe.
This is your life now.
Yeah, I'm like, right, yeah, I'm ready. I've got 2 weeks, I've got into it. I can go all year long. Yeah.
So yeah. Right, it's Aileen's turn to tackle the pump truck now. Here she comes. Fully laden with pannier bags. Flying, she is flying. The next one's the worst. Oh, here she comes. Go on. Send it. Yes. She loves it. She's going for another lap. I don't know if I'll be able to get her off this. So we're at our last accommodation of the trip, day 14. We've got another furry friend for the vlog. Little chicken here. Come on. Are you friendly? Maybe not. Come on. And there's another one around here somewhere. We're staying at a hostel tonight. Gîte de Tap de la Gare, which is literally like right on the cycle path. So we cycled along here earlier and got to it, which is super cool. It's lovely. It's like kind of basic inside, but has everything that we need. Yeah. Okay, so highs and lows of day 14. So penultimate day. My turn to go first. So my low of the day was burning my tongue on my hot chocolate at breakfast.
Oh, you kept that quiet.
Yeah, I mean it was a mild burn, but since I'm not pessimistic enough, I struggled to find a low, so that was what I came up with. And we had a bit of a chocolate overload at breakfast, didn't we? We had Nutella, which was great because I haven't really had Nutella yet. Hot chocolate, chocolate cereal.
Yeah.
Any other chocolate? Maybe that was it.
I stole a little chocolate Madeleine, but not had it yet.
And then my high of the day was we rode past this house, and then sort of like on the left was, by the house was a field and a fence, and then there was this big Alsatian that was like saw us and running along the fence line with his like big rugby ball in his mouth, or maybe it could have been her, like it wanted us to like play with it, which was so cute. Oh, and also, oh no, actually I won't do this. Okay, I'm only allowed one. Right, okay, you'll go.
My low was, again, I was kind of scraping the barrel a bit. So my low is that this is our last full day of cycling.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Yeah, and I've actually started to enjoy the cycling in the last 2 days.
Are you not fed up with me yet?
No. And, I mean, that was one of my high, because I thought you were going to steal my high. So I was saying that we spent a lot of the day actually being able to ride abreast and chatting. I was like, we've not run out of things to chat about.
I think she
yet.
needs a medal.
I know.
Gold
But
star.
the actual highlight, which I was sure Claire was going to put, we went through this little village. We could see some like brand new tarmac. We're like, oh, what's that? And then Claire goes, oh, it's a pump track. So what on earth is that? But yes, we both had a little whiz around that, and that was very fun.
She was flying. Nailed it.
Didn't fall off. So. Yeah.
Cool. So one more day to go. So we've got 32 miles tomorrow. Probably stop off in Morlaix en route to Roscoff, and then we're hoping when we get to Roscoff we can go to a creperie on recommendation of Didier. Thanks Didier. And do some little souvenir shopping, and because I want to buy some mayonnaise to take home.
We want to go to the supermarket for souvenirs.
When I say souvenirs, supermarket to buy all the nice food. So yeah. It's the last day, everyone. So we're a bit sad because we're nearly at Roscoff now, so nearly finished the trip. So we've just stopped off at a supermarket to stock up. So I've got a little haul of things to take home, which I'll show you. So first of all, I've got Busby some dreamies, which it turns out in France are called Catisfactions, which I thought was actually brilliant. Blue's got some little I don't know, beef strip things from the CPU. And then we've got this Gâteau Breton caramel flavour, which looks amazing. I think it's going to go down lovely with some custard cream. We've got some Milka, white chocolate Milka wafers. You've always got always got to get something Milka when you're in France, and I've not had these before. Got some lovely mayonnaise because they do the best mayonnaise out here. It's got this mustard flavour. I'm not really sure what these are, but they looked really scrumptious. Some camembert, which hopefully we'll have tomorrow with like melt it in the oven with some nice bread. And then we've got this caramel crumb thing. So yeah, fortunately, although I wanted to buy the whole shop, I couldn't fit it all in the bag, so that's it. Right, so we've made it to Roscoff on the last day. So we've got an hour or so until we have to go and check into the ferry. So we've come to a creperie. And guess what this is in this jug, in these mugs? It's cider on tap. It's lovely, isn't it?
Very nice.
So we thought we'd do, instead of highs and lows for today, highs and lows of the whole trip. So I think Amy's going to start with her low. Lows are? Plural? Just one low?
No. Well, it kind of like spans it, and it's not necessarily a low, but I was thinking today we've not nearly had enough sun that I would have liked for our last day in France. But actually for the whole trip, I mean, I barely got a cyclist tan. I don't really, so can you see the line now? But I'm secretly kind of glad, because the few days that we had little scorches, I struggled so much. So it is a low, but with a golden side.
And my low, it's not really a low, but if I were to do another route, although this route's been really, really, really good, I'd like a few more mountain views, because although it is hard work going up the mountains, when you get up the top, like, the views are just awesome, aren't they? Whereas on this one, there's been quite a lot of flat areas, which have been beautiful in their own way, but I do like a mountain, so that's that. Highs then.
So highs, we've not had one puncture, which I said you.
So I'm actually secretly disappointed about the fact we've had no mechanicals, because I feel like I was really prepared and I bought loads of spare parts. I've got like 4 gear cables with us. Not one of us has snapped either gear cable. Yeah. But yes,
no punctures, plain sailing the whole way, and I didn't want to kind of jinx us, so I was waiting till hopefully we don't get a puncture going to the port. We've got like 0.2 of a mile to go. But yeah.
My high is just a generic one really, in that I just think riding bikes is epic, and which sounds like really soppy, but like honestly, if you don't really ride bikes very much but you are able to, like, give it a go, because whatever you do on a bike, it's just always awesome. Like, it takes you so many places. You can, try and go really fast if you want to, embrace, which is fun in its own way, or you can just take it chill and like do what we've done, which is also really good. Even like, I obviously love my mountain biking, but this has been
completely opposite, but it's still been amazing. So yeah, ride bikes is my high. And we're just waiting for our cab, so when they get here I'm definitely going to be filming that. Look at that dollop of cream there, it's like the same size as my hand. Decided I'm going to move to France because the food out here is just ridiculously good. Okay, so we made it back to Plymouth. Yay, we did it. We've got a new low because we've been docked up now for nearly an hour and they won't let us on the ferry because of the protests going on in Plymouth. So we're just stuck here waiting. Our lift's waiting for us out the front. So, but anyway, we did it. We have done it. This is the end. It's probably been more of a marathon for you to watch this video than it has for us to actually cycle for 2 weeks. So, well done for sticking with it if you have.